you know, like playoffs. Like you'd show up at this one club, and
Uh-huh.
they'd just be jammed, and they would have maybe 10, 12 bands at that club.
Yeah.
And if you won that one, you get to advance to another level.
Wow.
And it
So
finally,
it was a competition for sure.
oh yeah, and it was pretty brutal. They were fucking with our monitors at the lower level, and found out that the sound man was a brother to a guy in one of the other bands.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah, it was horrific. So this is a
Oh.
3-story club with the center cut out of it, so that you had these round viewing things, and you were down in the middle,
Mm-hmm.
and 3 stories up, and on the top floor they had, you know what a super trooper is?
No?
Those giant 10,000 watt spotlights
Okay.
shining down 3 floors onto the stage. The
Whoa.
stage was surrounded. The ground floor was all people, and the second floor was all the people that could see. The third floor was the same way. And they had our monitor mix so messed up, just the worst you could imagine. And we all lived in the same house. It was a band house. And we just said, don't listen to the monitors, kicked them over, right? And just played. And that's what it took.
Oh my gosh.
And the Cheaters band was sucked, so they didn't have a chance. But I had a friend that was there too, and he said he found out about it. He was going to beat the tar out of the sound man, but he met his wife that night, which saved the sound man. It's really funny.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What year was this have
81 maybe.
Wow.
80 or 81.
And
But we went on and advanced, and then the final thing was a AAA club, the biggest in the state.
uh-huh.
And they flew in a guy from LA, a guy from Denver, booking agents,
Okay.
the top radio guy in the West, and then the club owner. They were the judges. And man, there were only 4 bands in the final. And that was tough, but people still remember that, like
Uh-huh.
my daughter's boyfriend, now fiance, his mom remembered it.
Whoa.
And said, your dad was in Tyrant? I'm thinking, yeah. Oh, now I know, because it mattered at that time.
Uh-huh.
They didn't have any other entertainment. There was nothing else. You'd go to the movies, and
Mm-hmm.
go to the coast or something, but people went to these clubs just to mingle. And now they do, but they have so many other options.
Wow.
Yeah, those were some pretty cool days. And I had, like I said, 2 full Marshall stacks. And then the other guitar player had 2 full, it was like nuclear war. And these guys would finance you. I
Wow.
had 25G in equipment.
Holy shit.
And in the band, we had 100,000 total
Whoa.
in gear. And that band started in 79 and broke up in 81.
Oh, so it was really an arms race with your gear.
Absolutely. You had to, and then the bass player, he had twin stacks on each side of the drummer.
Oh
And
my
the,
gosh.
the drummer went up on 2 sets of 55-gallon drums.
Whoa.
First one, and it was a monster.
Did you guys build all that stuff?
He was the strongest guy. He actually had, at the end, he had a shark tank made out of aluminum bars.
A shark tank?
Shark tank. And he played in an elevated shark tank. He was called the Bonehead is what we called him, but he was the animal. Then he wore you ever seen the Texaco hat with a fire alarm built into it?
No.
He played with one of those on.
Whoa.
Revolving emergency light on his helmet. And he was like, you know who John Bonham is?
Yeah.
He was very similar to Bonham. Just
Okay.
a monster, powerful drummer.
Wow.
And his set he had like probably $30,000 worth of drums. He had the best you could get, double bass, gongs. He had a gong, and then a 24-inch ride that was, I think, $600 back then, just for one cymbal.
Oh my god.
Twin China types, turn sideways. Yeah, it was a big show, really big show.
Wow.
Yeah, but he in that Battle of the Bands, he was up 2 risers. It might have been right after we won that, because we got 2 weeks in that club for winning. But it was around that time, and so it's a big place with a tall ceiling, and the stage is about nose high from the people to start with.
Okay.
You rarely see that in clubs anymore.
Wow.
And then he went up even higher. It was ridiculously high, but ridiculous work back then.
Jeez. That sounds incredible. Thank you for the story.
Oh yeah, it was good.